Folks, the people at EA have officially fucked up. Battlefield 6 has just announced its brand new Battle Royale mode. Yes, you heard me right. Battlefield 6, the people that were saying that they were going to stay true to a Battlefield title, has decided, you know what'll be great? Let's follow the way of every AAA company currently that is making any kind of quote-unquote realistic military shooter and make a Battle Royale mode. Do I need to mention the fact that this is a horrid idea on the part of Battlefield, on the part of EA, and on the part of DICE? I don't think I do. So I brought along my friend Alucard here. We've been playing Battlefield since... When did you start playing, Alucard?
I think it was a couple weeks after it was released, but I did play the open beta.
No. I mean, like, the Battlefield franchise in general. I mean, we both played the open beta.
Since 3.
And I myself have been playing since Battlefield 1942. I've played Battlefield 1942. I played Battlefield Vietnam. I have played since the days that Battlefield was only really available on PC. And I know for a fact this is a bad idea. Simply because, again, they've done this in the past. Battlefield 1, what was it? Firestorm? They had a whole thing with Battlefield 1 being...
Yep, they did. I forget what exactly it was called, but they tried doing a very similar thing to where they're trying to do it with Battlefield 6, and for Battlefield 1, it failed very quickly, and they got rid of it.
If I remember right, on launch day, they had such an underwhelming number of players. Not a lot of gaming magazines, gaming journalists were just like, it's sad. It's sad to see. If you think about it, at the time, you had only 2 major Battle Royale... No, 2 or 3. You only had about 2 major ones that had seeded themselves pretty high in the Battle Royale community, which one was Fortnite, the other was PUBG. And if I'm not mistaken, the final competitor that was technically 3rd place was Black Ops 4's Blackout mode or Breakout mode.
Blackout.
Yeah, it was Blackout.
That didn't last very long.
Because at the time, the good Battle Royales were Fortnite and PUBG. And now PUBG has gone the way of the cow and just been put out to pasture. I still see people playing PUBG every now and again, but what the hell is this music?
Yeah. PUBG failed because they wanted to make it pay to win.
Yeah. PUBG failed miserably, and Fortnite, the only reason Fortnite has even stayed relevant is because of all of its different IPs that it has purchased. Need I say more about the Battle Royale franchise? Now, let me preference this. Warzone, the original Warzone from 2020, when it released at the peak time for a Battle Royale game to release. We were all shut in with COVID. We were all... I can't say that on YouTube, I don't think. Son of a bitch. Oh well, fuck off.
We were all isolated by COVID, too.
We were
Apex
all...
kind of had a similar problem.
We were all isolated. Apex came about a little bit before that whole thing, but we were all isolated, and Warzone came along at the time to fill a spot in the... I need a game to play with the boys. I need a game to hang out. I need a game to have a good time. And Battlefield, at the time, was not as good. Because what Battlefield did we have in 2020?
We had Battlefield 2042 and
yep.
Battlefield 5 were the most recent ones.
2042, at that point, was still dog shit. It's still abysmal dog shit, in my opinion. And I've played it. And I tried. I really did try. I had over 100 hours in the game. I put in enough time to say This is abysmal dog shit. By the way, this music is really fucking annoying.
I never even bothered with Battlefield 5 because with the gameplay I saw of it, I already knew it just wasn't as good as Battlefield 1.
Well, the big thing for me, as far as Battlefield 5 went, is just the constant, and I do mean constant, historical inaccuracies.
Yeah, hated that too, as a history buff.
Yeah, that was the thing for me. It was just like, you're gonna make a World War II game and then market it as, oh, it's gonna be a grounded World War II game. And the amount of anachronistic shit that was in that fucking game made me want to vomit horrendously all over my controller.
It made me want to sue somebody. Like,
did you? If I remember right, there was a couple like military units that did open up lawsuits against EA. Like, hey, this is not how we were. This is not us.
Yeah, I believe they did, actually. Battlefield 1 also had a few historical inaccuracies, but that was acceptable, because it wasn't attempting to portray how World War I was really like, because we already have another game for that, and it wouldn't fit. The trench warfare wouldn't fit Battlefield very well.
If the trench warfare did fit Battlefield, you wouldn't be allowed outside of the trenches, and you would just be running around through a maze of trenches the entire time.
And the one time you would go into no man's land, you'd probably be dead within the first couple seconds.
Exactly.
So I can see that they had to take some creative liberties with that. But with Battlefield 5, World War II was fought way differently, so they don't have that excuse.
Yeah. Battlefield 5 was still decent as far as a Battlefield title goes. Battlefield 1 was exceptionally better than 5. Then you have
one of the best ones in my opinion.
Then you have 2042, which I'm not even going to complain about that. But let's get into this whole situation. Gun imbalances in Battlefield 6. This is the reason why I'm in the firing range, right? Gun imbalances in Battlefield 6 are just atrocious, right? You take one of the most accurate guns, you take one of the most accurate assault rifles in the SCAR, and that's a pretty decent TTK with body shots, right? I'm not going to be mad about that. What I am going to be mad about is that same TTK on, of course, your classic, like the MP7. Don't judge my loadout. My loadout is my loadout, and my loadout actually works pretty fucking well.
Why that with any SMG,
why?
Really? And, like, I don't know.
Like, genuinely, why?
Like,
I don't see this being good in a Battle Royale mode, unless you restrict all the players to one weapon, in which case it's just going to get fucking boring for all the players.
Or one class of weapons, and even then, you're going to have the same problem.
Yeah. It's been proven constantly. SMGs at any fucking range, they beam you. I've been beamed from 150 yards with an SMG. Granted, they probably were on console, on mouse and on controller, not mouse and keyboard. I play on mouse and keyboard because it's more fun. It gives me more range of motion. I enjoy it because I actually get to feel the recoil a little bit more. But seriously, any of the SMGs just fucking laser beams.
Yep, they're too accurate, and their damage doesn't appear to be greatly affected by range either, like other guns are, like shotguns. Because shotguns can hit you at about, if you want to really try it, 100 meters, but you're not going to be killing anybody at that range anytime soon.
Well, let me show you. The slug shotguns, in my opinion, a little bit busted.
Yeah, but if you're not using slugs, you're not going to be killing shit outside of maybe 10 yards at minimum. Like if you're using the buckshot, Sure, you can hit somebody at a long range, but you're not going to be doing any substantial damage with it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't appear to be the case with SMGs and even carbines and assault rifles to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, yes. But at the same time, let's go back to older battlefields. If you go back to older battlefields, they were somewhat decently balanced. Yes, they had their broken guns, but most of the time the broken guns were patched out. They were fixed. They were made to be a little bit less broken. It just, to me, feels very much like Battlefield's trying to cater to all of the Call of Duty content creators out there. The people who are legitimately, and I probably should have said this earlier in the video, so you can get mad at me in the comments all you fucking want to. But it seems like Battlefield and EA are genuinely trying to cater to all of the whiny bitch babies that are content creators that have stated blatantly they've played Call of Duty their entire life. And I can't get mad at Call of Duty for, you know, the only time you can one-shot kill somebody is if they're right here from you with a shotgun.
Or if they have a
where,
sniper
you know,
weapon.
the spread stays like this instead of, you know, that. I can't state, like, how obvious it is that there are going to be a lot, and I do mean a lot, of gun imbalances in the Battle Royale mode. Alright, well, I just wanted to get on here and rant about that for a little bit, you know. Do as I do. Fucking complain about games because, you know, the more I complain about games, the more devs are not going to give a shit because they're going to have, you know, all of these new people from coming over from Call of Duty and purchasing their game anyway. So, I say all that to say this. Please, for the love of fucking hell, just stay true to your roots as a Call of Duty, as a Call of Duty competitor, giving players what they want and not what you think they want. Stay true to yourself, please, Battlefield. I love your franchise. I have been playing your franchise for years. It is a major part of my childhood. I don't want to see this franchise go from absolutely fucking amazing to just another FPS game that has a Battle Royale mode because everybody and their fucking mother complained about wanting a Battle Royale mode. Anywho.
To also belabor the point, but I also want to say something.
Go right ahead.
There are other game franchises that are now going back to their original roots because the original fans have complained and bitched about it so much. Take Halo for the best example of this. They're now making what's essentially a remake of Combat Evolved, because that's what the original fans, myself included, would want. An actual true Halo, made by devs who actually know what their fans want.
Honestly, yeah. If you stay true to your roots, your fan base will like it. Of course, add on things every now and again. Experiment. But let me tell you something. Your experiment of a Battle Royale failed so miserably that a lot of people don't even fucking remember that you had a Battle Royale mode on Battlefield 1.
Yep. It didn't even last a week, if I remember correctly.
It lasted a lot longer than a week, but I know the player base plummeted after a week.
Yeah, it stayed around, to be playable after a week, but most of the player base never touched it after that.
Exactly. Anywho, that's enough out of me. Peace. Catch me live on Twitch at EliasVT. It'll be linked in the description. Go away. I'm aggravated.